So, what do we do with Medicare? How do we move forward toward Medicare for all? How do we improve the system, as it were? On the line with us is our old buddy, the board chair of OurRevolution.com, Larry Cohen, past president of the Communication Workers of America, board chair of the Democracy Initiative as well. Larry, welcome back. Tell us about this whole lowering the Medicare age thing.
Yeah, great to hear you. Yeah, so led by the Progressive Caucus in the House, 165 roughly House Democrats have signed on to expanding Medicare. And three things. Number one, lowering the age to 60 from 65, covering the most vulnerable people who now often have terrible or no health care. Secondly, a really radical idea that Medicare and Medicaid should be able to negotiate pharma prices the same way the Veterans Administration Health Agency does. That would cut pharma prices shockingly 40% on average.
Wow.
And
that's how much they're ripping us off, basically.
Also, it would take it to the price that people in every other country in the world pay, Canada and everywhere else. 40% more we pay, and pharma would tell us, well, that's so we can do research. So only Americans should pay for that, in other words. And thirdly, to expand benefits so that a really radical idea. Older people covered by Medicare could have their teeth taken care of. Dental would be included, vision, and even hearing. So those are the three things. It's a huge step towards Medicare for all. Our revolution and our allies are totally into this, and most importantly, fighting to get it in this budget bill. We are in a system now, as you have talked about so often, that it's only on the edges that you can do anything. And the real edges are this budget reconciliation process. This will be the second and last opportunity this year where the Senate can pass something but with 50 votes as a budget bill. And the House originates this legislation at the same time. We have almost the entire Democratic caucus in the Senate shockingly supporting Medicare expansion. Wyden, who chairs Senate Finance, authored it over there. And so there's a real shot at this. Amazing.
Yeah, it really is. My understanding is that the $3.5 trillion budget, so-called infrastructure budget reconciliation bill, has not been completely written yet. Is that the case? And that's why you guys are saying, hey, add this to it?
None of it. No, this would be in it. This is in the plan that they have.
Oh, it is? Great.
Well, I mean, the plan is yet to be formalized in any way. It's not even. So step one of budget reconciliation is they sketch it out with no details. That's going to happen probably next week. Right. This will be in it on both Senate and House side. But then, on the House side, which is where we pay more attention, we can have more of an effect. That's where we've helped get the number of House Democrats up to about 3/4 of the caucus, which is about 168, 169 have signed on to this. And Jayapal, who's also the author of Medicare for All, is leading this from Washington, from Seattle. So it should be in, first of all, the sketch, which is like, a recipe for a cake without any ingredients, or without specifying how much of anything, more like that.
Yeah.
I'll skip the cake.
Yeah.
And then and so that actually gets passed in a sketchy way, and then they split up this giant bill, which would also include continuing to fund the deficit. By the way, that's a key part. Otherwise, we're going to hit the debt ceiling. So it's basically an omnibus kind of bill. It's way beyond infrastructure because it's the only bill that's going to pass. Now, in the Senate, to pass that bill, it has to meet the parliamentarian test or be overruled by the Senate Vice President if the parliamentarian says no go on these items. This item will definitely go. There are things that are going to be put in there on immigration and other things, that parts of the PRO Act, Protect the Right to Organize for Workers, that are more problematic. Obviously, I support all of them. But that is the wrinkle of the Senate. If the parliamentarian says, no, this is not really about the budget principally, or about taxes principally, or about the deficit principally, it doesn't belong in here. And that's what happened to the $15 minimum wage in the COVID relief bill.
Right.
The parliamentarian said, no, it didn't belong, and nobody moved. Well, there was a move to overrule it, and it lost.
Yeah. So tell us about Our Revolution. What are you all doing to promote this? How can we help?
Sure. Well, the key will be, so this first round should go fine. But even in the first round, would be to check with your member of the House, and there are no Republicans on it, I'm sorry to say. So if you live in a district with a Republican in the House, you can pound on them. Why wouldn't you support this? Because it's incredibly popular, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
You know, you go out on the street and talk to anybody in Portland, Oregon, or, anywhere at all, Republicans, whatever, they're all going to support, 90% support this. Medicare is incredibly popular. This is the 56th anniversary of Medicare. It's like today, yesterday, whatever. First expansion. So that's step one. Step two will be in the crunch to make sure that the people who are supporting it on the House side say to the Senate, if you strip this out, you're going to have to negotiate in a conference bill. We're not going to rubber stamp the Senate bill like we did on the COVID relief bill. That was an emergency. We gave up on $15 and other stuff. We're going to negotiate this one out in conference if our main items aren't in. And this is one of the 5 main items of the Progressive Caucus, which is about 94 members. Hopefully with Nina Turner Tuesday, we'll get to 95 members of the House. So that's sort of the recipe here. And what listeners can do is make sure that their member is not only on the letter, if they're a Democrat, if they're not on the letter and they're a Democrat, why not? So there's 50 Democrats, 48 not on the letter. And then, you have whatever the number is right now of 210, 213 Republicans, all not on the letter. Doesn't matter, not supporting this, at least in any other way.
Right. So it's going.
And then on the Senate side, there could be issues once again. Not right now with Sinema from Arizona, Manchin, West Virginia. I haven't heard that on this though.
Yeah. Well,
and there's other things we're trying to do, like eliminate fossil fuel subsidies, where I'm not sure we have all the Democrats.
Yeah. It's probably a bigger lift because the fossil fuel billionaires are starting to pass out money again. Larry Cohen, the board chair of OurRevolution.com, also Our Revolution on Twitter. Larry, thanks a lot for dropping by and bringing us up to date. It's great talking with you as always.